Remember the protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline 2 years ago? The Native Americans were overruled by the federal government, and the pipeline pushed through. Now the protest that began in snowy, cold South Dakota is carried on in the sticky, hot swamp.
When I'm on my dying days, I can say that I actually stood for something, that I didn't just waste it away doing some 9 to 5 somewhere, that when my kids' kids look back and they look on these waters and they look at these cypress trees and they can say to themselves, my grandma did everything she could to save this for me, and that it'll be theirs.
Cherie Voigtlin is the unofficial leader of a group of water protectors. That's what they call themselves. They've been staying in this makeshift camp for weeks, taking a stand on the place they call the island.
Are you ready?
The directions to the island are kept a secret, but the 20-minute boat ride winds past cypress trees that are decades and sometimes hundreds of years old. It's a national wildlife refuge, but the sound of the wildlife is drowned out these days by a new sound. As the pipeline construction cuts across the swamp, it takes less than a minute for one of those old cypress trees to be pulverized into sawdust. At this rate, the pipeline will be finished in just a couple of months. So how can a handful of people stop an oil company Goliath without breaking the law? Well, they allowed me to get exclusive video of their fight in the sky. So the people I'm with out here don't want to have any video of anybody, even from the back of the head, going up into the place where they're doing the tree sit-in. So I'm going to send a camera up and see what we can get from their vantage point. Using a system of ropes and pulleys, the group built small platforms more than 3 stories tall. The platforms are suspended between the cypress trees because if the oil company claims the land, the protesters will claim that the air is free. When they sit on these platforms, they are daring the company to cut down the trees that keep them aloft.
They're afraid of us. They're afraid of us because how many people do you know that are willing to suffer through the mosquitoes and the heat and things like that, living in the swamp, to save something for the rest of the world? That terrifies them because they know that there are people that care that much that are willing to stop them to do that. Why wouldn't it? They got money involved and that's all they really care about. Those poor suckers, that's all they care about is putting money in their pocket, you know? But what we're here for is a moral obligation that we have, see? And you can't take that away from us, and there's no amount of money and there's no amount of people coming after us or whatever that's going to take it away. We will suffer that because it is the righteous cause.